Final race on the programme, race number 10 at Sha Tin. We finish off with a Class 2, but this time over the 1400 metres, headed by Decrypt, who was third on debut behind Perfect Match, also over the 1400 metres. Beauty Legacy makes his Hong Kong debut, as does Helena Baby. Beauty Legacy, a Group 2 winner out of Australia, and Helena Baby won 5 times in New Zealand. Mr. Croissant, Lexi Bedell for Chris So from Barrier 6, fourth behind Fat Turtle last time, a winner of the start before over the 1200 metres. Happy Fun, who was fourth last time out behind Golden 60, only beaten 2 1/4. Golden Spectrum makes his Hong Kong debut as well, a Group 2 winner in Qatar. And Beauty Rush Blinkers come off, he was fourth last time out behind Perfect Match. Now, as far as the Chung Fire records are concerned, Fortune Booth, Joyful Trinity, Racing Fighter and Mr. So-and-So are the horses that have been north and back within the last 30 days. Now, we made our way to the touchscreen to have a look at the speed map and some key races as well. As far as the speed is concerned, it might be a duel between Telecom Puma and Happy Fun. Telecom Puma's got to work his way across from barrier 14, though. Yeah,
he didn't go forward last time out, and it didn't really work out for him so well, so maybe they opt to try and lead with him again and be up there. Happy Fun, he's a horse that certainly likes to race up on the pace, and you've got horses like Taking Aim. He's normally got a fairly solid profile where he sits handy. I'll be keen to see what they do with Beauty Legacy. They probably don't want to stay out here. Do they roll forward and try and tuck in somewhere and get a nice run in the race with Beauty Legacy? And then you've got Mr. So-and-So. He's interesting because he's first time from a new stable, formerly with John Size, now with Michael Chang. He's one of the debutantes, Helena Baby, probably looking for another couple of runs before he might be ready, and some rain for him as well. All right, Decrypt looks like he's got a bit of ground to cover. Might find some cover though, Paul. What have you got for us from track work?
We have a look at this uphill gallop, which I like showing occasionally at Chung Fa, and you can see Fortune Booth, the one going up here, and now Tony Piccone will take the mount. He's drawn a bit wide, but the horse gets back anyway. And you can see just getting a bit of extra stamina and building up those legs in this uphill gallop. And he's held together nicely at the end of it. I thought I'd show this one. It's a slow piece, but it's the first starter in Hong Kong, Beauty Legacy. Does bring some good form over from overseas. And his trials have been pretty good. So he's on a Derby trial and he moves nicely enough here for his debut run. And another first starter is called Golden Spectrum. You can see him going nicely, well within himself as he comes down as well. So couple of first starters I thought I'd highlight there as well.
Excellent. We'll come back to those in due course. Actually, we'll start with Beauty Legacy. He'll make his debut. Let's hear from the jockey, Joe Moreira.
Beauty Legacy, Joe, purchased from Australia, Group 2 winner there, placed at Group 1 level. You've ridden him in all of his trials. How do you think he is going into his first up run?
He's a bit undone still, I would say. When I say a bit undone, there was no miracle that Size could do on regards to get him 100%. But he's definitely done his best, and we've been trying to educate him as much as we can because he seems a very temperamental type of a horse, a bit strong, and he can be switched on and off, so we never know what kind of mood he's going to be on the day. But based on his form overseas, based on his body cope, you would think that he's a very good horse.
He was a free-rolling, front-running type of horse in Australia. He's drawn 12 on Sunday. Have you and John spoken about tactics with him yet?
Not quite yet, but the only thing that I would be able to say is he doesn't have speed, as sometimes he can just keep it for himself and do not show the speed that he's got, that he has shown in a couple of races in Australia. So it's I wouldn't be able to tell you where we are going to be racing him at the moment, but what I can say, he seems a very powerful horse, and if he brings his very best, I'm very confident regarding him to be a very competitive horse in that particular race coming up.
Yeah, you bring group racing form from overseas, you're looking to be a player in the Derby with his main game, I suppose, later down the track. Yeah,
you'd say so. He's by Melbourne Cup winner Fiorente. Just gate number 12, I thought makes it a little bit awkward this time round, but I've liked what I've seen in the mornings at the trials.
Yeah, he's looked good, isn't he? There's obviously plenty of ability there. Whether he's totally wound up for this race, I think he's got bigger fish to fry later in the season. All
right, well, let's have a look at some of the other fish that will be going around here. And this is Joyful Trinity. It's good to see him back to something like his best last time out. A super run from him. The fire still burns. Decrypt. This is his debut performance. The grey right down the middle. Beauty Rush, the blinkers come off this time and taking aim down there on the inside.
Yeah, taking aim, he'll be up handy once again. You can see that just in behind them there, Joyful Trinity. Once he got into the clear, he really finished off stoutly over the final stages behind Perfect Match. It was good to see him find some form again. Yeah,
the 8-year-old now. I like the run of Decrypt, though. I thought he's another one that brings group form from overseas. Third in the Irish 2,000 guineas. And look, he's come on from this run. And he's shown that he's acclimatised pretty quickly on debut. Zach Purdon sticking with the ship. So, look, I think he's ready to go, actually.
It was a really strong run from him, I thought, first up.
All right, it's just the question, maybe from that Barry 9, the map had him covering some ground, but with cover. But any natural improvement out of that first up effort, and he's surely got to go close. Beauty Rush, he could improve as well. The blinkers coming off this time. Mr. Croissant, the one we're going to focus on this occasion. He's another one that I don't have him as a Derby horse. I just wonder whether he could make up into a classic mile horse, but that's at the end of the month.
Yeah, he got checked near the 650. There was a bit of a concertina effect down the side there, and he was involved in that. He is trying course and distance for the first time. I had a little bit of a question mark about that. Chris So hasn't had a winner for a few weeks now, so he'll be certainly hoping he can get home and run well here. He always does run well, but just that little question, 1400.
Yeah, by Darcy Brahma, I think 14 will be OK for him. Whether the mile is the next step for him, I think he's sort of on trial a bit, I think, for that 1600. But look, he's going so well at the moment, a horse in good form.
Yeah, it's a mark of 88, so it certainly puts him there in consideration for the classic mile, I think. Back at the trials here, and the horses we're going to focus on are Happy Fun, who's right there front and centre, and the other horse is Helena Baby, who makes his Hong Kong debut here.
Now, Helena Baby brings group form from overseas as well, from New Zealand. He did run third in a Group 1 race. It was on a yielding track. Prior to that, he won a listed by 5.5 lengths. He needs wet tracks for me, so I'm going to just watch him go around. Happy Fun's is a big player. He's going to go straight to the front.
Yeah, I really like him here. He's got a great course and distance record, 6 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, a 4th place, and that trial was really good last time out. Chased home Golden 60 last time out. On Helena Baby, I agree with Paul, needs wet tracks. Is not going to find that on Sunday. There is some rain predicted, but I think he just is going to need the run, so he's not figuring for me.
All right, Golden Spectrum, another of the debutants here. Gade Callaway trained him out of the UK, as mentioned before, to group success. Yeah,
he's interesting. Here he won at Doha, a Group 2 race. He's come through the German 2,000 guineas in the Hampton Court Stakes at Ascot last time out. You can see he was pushed on over the final stages in this recent trial, but he did respond to that pressure.
Yeah, winner on the poly track as well, this one. So, look, I'm going to just watch him go around this. I just thought he was pushed out a little bit and maybe not quite wound up for this race.
All right, Collection came through the Hampton Court Stakes as well. He won it. Golden Spectre only finished 9th. Happy Fun, Paul, is our favourite.
And Doyers came through the 2,000 guineas as well. Here we go now. The horse that we like here is Decrypt. He's come on nicely from his debut run. I think he can ready to win. Happy Fun's a hard horse to run past. I think Decrypt can, though. So 1 to beat 10. Mr. Croissant there and for 3rd. And Beauty Legacy, we'll give him a chance. Get back and he'll be running on late. But I think we'll see the best of him later on. 1, 10, 6 and 3.
I think that Happy Fun will give you a sight in the final race of the day from the front. Horse number 10 to beat 3, Beauty Legacy. I've liked what I've seen from him at the trials. Decrypt and giving Starshine a shout here. He ran on the all-weather last time out, but he is a course and distance winner. I thought he ran on nicely last time out. So 10, 3, 1 and 9. All
right, 10 and 1, my cue there in the last. Need to get straight into the stats for the weekend, Paul. And it's Vincent Ho we're looking at.
He's flying, Vincent. 28% win rate from last start winners. Total runners are 18 that have won their last start. 5 have come out and won again, 4 seconds. Elite Patch, he's flying. Star Yunlong's another one. So Vincent's got some really good rides there on Sunday.
All right, I know you made Elite Patch best bet in the past, but this week?
Yeah, I looked at him, but I thought he might be a little bit short. So I've come up with one that's going to be close to double figures, all in mind. I really liked his runs in Australia before he got here, and I think he's ready to go. And Pleasant Guy should be about 40 to 1, I think, by the time the race starts. He's had a few issues, as we mentioned, and the play will be with him. Willpower, Fortune Happiness, and Pleasant Guy, the long shot.
Righto, saving the best till last. Race 10, horse 10, Happy Fun, Danny Shumman to Grant Van Neerkerk. The value play comes up race 3, number 13, Kaying Master, down the straight for Benna Jung and Keith Jung. And the play, Elite Patch will banker him with Sunny Boy Red Desert Silver Figure Quiller. and mega hard. No second page.
It is a very competitive race, as is the 8th, but I'll label Lakeshore Eagle as the best of the afternoon. Derek Long from a good draw. And Amazing Beats, he'll be trying to sort of put his name forward for a Derby campaign as well. It'll be a big price in the second last. Shafana, Amazing Beats, and Reliable Team, a QQP around them. All right, those are the plays for the weekend. Then Wednesday, we're back to Happy Valley. Really looking forward to the January Cup.
I think it'll be really good. We've got a horse coming over from Macau, Sacred Capital. Joe Maria is going to ride him. He was in terrific form last time we saw him here for the Sasa Ladies Purse.
Yeah, by Riley, he goes really nicely, this horse, and I think he'd be really suited by Happy Valley as well. So it adds another dimension. Looks
Absolutely.
good.
Simply brilliant, last year's winner in as well.
Yeah, along with Time Whopper Group 1 winner, Southern Legend, a 2-time winner in Singapore and Group 1 level. Great race. That's the show, though. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, we'll count on your company again on Sunday at Sha Tin. We will be racing to win.